Netflix's Cheer quickly became a popular must-watch among users when it premiered in January 2020, and fans haven't been able to stop praising the athleticism and discipline of the Navarro squad. But there's a lot most don't know about it. Here's a look at the untold truth of Cheer. Cheer shined a light on the incredibly intricate, often dangerous stunts meticulously rehearsed by competitive cheerleading squads. Throughout the Netflix documentary series, viewers watched as the Navarro cheer team painstakingly practiced a pyramid formation, only to drop flyer Mackenzie Sherburne during a run-through, effectively putting the cheerleader on the sidelines for the rest of the season. Speaking with O, coach Monica Aldama revealed Sherburne's accident inspired major changes to the routine to ensure the safety of Navarro's cheerleaders. However, as Aldama explained, the process of choreographing a safer routine wasn't shown on Cheer. Aldama told the publication, "You saw the falls that we had, but it didn't show the other 1,000 times that we were doing progressions and trying to do easier things before we did the hard things, and all the times we did it perfectly, and all the times that the kids sat out when they were injured. I do want to make sure the audience does know that we do take great concern and care for their health." In the very first episode of Cheer, viewers were provided with a glimpse into a classroom at Navarro College, complete with an overly enthusiastic instructor lecturing a room full of visibly bored college kids. Giving a humorous overview of all things Texas, she praises actor Randy Quaid and speculates about how NASA will be impacted by Donald Trump's Space Force before weighing in on the local cuisine.
Tex-Mex, it's the best ever. It is not real Mexican food. It's a way better version of Mexican food.
Jerry Harris, a fan-favorite Navarro cheerleader, seemed wholly unimpressed during the lecture, especially when the subject changed to the state's historically conservative values. But was that just the editing? In an interview with Vulture, Harris seemed to imply that viewers were perhaps given a skewed perspective on the Tex-Mex-obsessed instructor. He told the outlet, "I think they just caught my face at a weird point. Yeah, she's very awesome. She was just describing how it was different, how Texas was different back then, and you guys didn't hear the part where she was comparing it to the way it is now. That was why my face looked the way it did." Throughout Cheer, viewers watched as Gabi Butler's parents micromanaged her life, forced her to post on social media, and told her what to eat and what not to.
You need to stop procrastinating on stuff. You had all day long to do it.
Okay, but...
Okay. You have no defense when you start with okay, so just shut up at that point and say I'm sorry.
Disturbed by what they saw, some fans took it upon themselves to reach out to Butler directly, prompting the cheerleader to take to social media to defend her parents. Butler wrote in a post on January 8, 2020, "I want to clear something up. My parents are amazing and have always been there for me. Every time I have made money from cheer opportunities, it has gone into my own account. So please stop with the negativity towards them. They are my biggest support system and have helped me to be on top of my game." In a February 2020 interview with KCRW, cheer director Greg Whiteley revealed he felt he owed Butler's parents an apology for the way they were portrayed throughout the docuseries. Admitting he didn't portray Butler's mother and father in a very nuanced way, Whiteley revealed, "It's a very cheap way to move a story forward. I think there's a better way. I think even villains become more interesting when you understand why they do what they do." According to Whiteley, Butler's father has reportedly been known to anonymously pay the tuition of financially challenged cheerleaders, a good deed never mentioned throughout the Netflix docuseries. Social media undoubtedly provides plenty of welcome behind-the-scenes glimpses into the lives of the stars of Cheer. But one thing it doesn't provide is the meaning behind FIOFMU. The acronym has been a source of much mystery since Cheer's debut, with the Navarro cheer team often sprinkling it throughout the captions of their Instagram photos with no explanation. Unfortunately, it appears inquiring, cheer-obsessed minds won't be getting an explanation anytime soon. When asked about the meaning behind FIOFMU during an interview with Refinery29, Morgan Simoner responded, "It is just a meaning behind Navarro. So once you go through the program, you learn what it is. People have been posting on social media about it, and I'm like, y'all are never going to find out." There's no question that Cheer was an instant hit with viewers, and the docuseries was apparently compelling enough to attract the attention and praise of various mega-famous faces who also found themselves unable to look away from Navarro's journey to Daytona. In a January 2020 tweet, Reese Witherspoon praised Cheer's Monica Aldama, writing, "When Coach Monica said she had a lot of career choices, but all she wanted to do was coach these Navarro College cheerleaders, I started to think about all the female coaches who we never see in movies or TV that are changing kids' lives, and I cried again." Even Olympic gymnast Simone Biles was impressed by the athleticism and tenacity of Navarro's cheer team, writing on Twitter, "Cheer had me convinced that after 2020, I'm trying out for Navarro Cheer." In a February 2020 interview with Cosmopolitan, Gabi Butler casually mentioned Broadway star Ben Platt was a fan of the show, telling the publication, "We went to dinner with Ben Platt, and he was telling us, I never truly realized what cheerleading was about, and this series really opened my eyes." One of the biggest takeaways from Cheer is the admiration the Navarro cheerleaders have for their beloved coach Monica Aldama, who often serves as the primary mother figure for many of the team members. Aldama said in a January 2020 interview with Women's Health, "I wear a lot of hats. I have to be a mother figure. I have to be a disciplinarian. I have to be an advisor, a counselor, so many different things." Fortunately, she values the close relationships she's cultivated with the cheer team members throughout the years, telling the magazine, "We talk in our group chat from last year's team quite often. We're constantly talking to each other in that group chat throughout the year, even though those kids aren't here." Darius Marshall was one of Cheer's breakout stars, quickly earning his spot as a fan favorite with his no-nonsense attitude, infectious energy, hilarious quips, and endearing friendship with Jerry Harris. However, Cheer wasn't Marshall's first brush with fame. If Marshall looks familiar, it's likely because he was catapulted to internet fame in 2018 thanks to a viral video featuring the high-spirited cheerleader rooting on the Navarro College players as they competed against the Georgia Military College football team. In a 2018 interview with Good Morning America, Marshall said, "I feel that the video going viral was just a glimpse into my life and how I am all the time. Going viral made so many people happy, and that's what made me happy. Receiving so many messages about how I made people's days better and cheered them up. It makes my heart happy." Navarro cheerleader Lexi Brumback was one of Cheer's other most compelling stars, leaving fans wide-eyed and slack-jawed with her immensely impressive tumbling skills. She also came across as a truly unique personality. In the very first episode of the Netflix docuseries, Brumback even admitted she'd probably be in jail if it weren't for the Navarro cheer team. However, by the end of the 6-part series, it was revealed that a run-in with the law had resulted in Brumback being booted from the team, and viewers watched as she seemingly reverted to her old ways and attended a rave. Fortunately, Brumback was allowed a second chance and rejoined the team after the docuseries wrapped filming. However, while Brumback's story might technically have a happy ending, the cheerleader told Entertainment Tonight she wasn't totally pleased with the way the show portrayed her lifestyle, using deceptive editing to make it seem that she was shirking responsibilities to go party. According to her, the last episode's rave scene actually happened months before Daytona.
They kind of just made it seem like when I left that I was just going to be screwing up and everything, and I actually went to school, just not to Navarro.
Throughout Cheer's 6 episodes, Coach Monica Aldama consistently appears to have nerves of steel. Despite being faced with multiple injuries suffered by some of her most vital performers, Aldama never loses her cool. Instead, she usually keeps her distance, calmly asking the cheerleaders if they're all right and contacting appropriate medical personnel. In one particularly memorable scene following Mackenzie Sherburne's fall, Aldama examines the cheerleader, gently assuring Sherburne by acting as if her injury was fairly minor. However, while walking past the other cheerleaders to grab her belongings,
"It looks bad. I just didn't want to say that to her."
Speaking to The Cut, Aldama revealed that her cool and calm demeanor is far from a reflection of her actual emotions. Recalling the scary moment captured in the final episode of Cheer's first season, she explained, "I know they're looking to me as their leader, and how I'm feeling is going to radiate out into them. I don't want to have my nerves make them more nervous than they might already be." Greg Whiteley, creator and director of Cheer, is just as impressed with the Navarro cheer team as you are. In a January 2020 interview with Mashable, Whiteley opened up about how filming the Netflix docuseries opened his eyes to the world of competitive cheerleading. Speaking about the Cheer cast, he said, "I think they are the toughest athletes I've ever filmed." If Monica Aldama's February 2020 interview with Bobby Bones is any indication, the admiration is definitely mutual.
The film crew we became really close with them. They became like our family, and they were our biggest cheerleaders. They would get excited when, we would hit the routine and stuff.
After the mega-popular docuseries premiered on Netflix, many of Cheer's most beloved stars revealed they'd returned to the place where it all started. Jerry Harris spoke to Esquire, revealing he'd left the University of Louisville to return to the Texas town. He said, "I was missing Navarro so much, so I reached out to Monica and asked if there were any openings for me, and she said yes, so I decided to seize the opportunity to make myself happy and do what I wanted to do." Darius Marshall also revealed in the same interview that he'd made the move back to Navarro. In a February 2020 Instagram post, cheerleader Gabi Butler announced she was also back at Navarro for one last hurrah, posting a photo of herself with Aldama and writing, "Getting the chance to be coached by you one last time is truly a blessing. You are always going to be like a second mom to me. I love you, Monica. This one's for you." Soon after Cheer's premiere, fans began calling for a second season of the engrossing docuseries. But so far, Netflix has neither confirmed nor denied plans to release a second installment. However, the streaming service's silence hasn't stopped inquiring minds from questioning the stars of the docuseries about a second season. Gabi Butler revealed a maybe unsurprising opinion in a January 2020 interview with Entertainment Tonight when she said she thinks a second season would be an amazing opportunity.
I think it's super hard because it's so, like, the season 1 is so good, so it's like, oh, how are we going to top season 1?
According to Monica Aldama, the stars of Cheer are still basking in the glow of the first season. She told Us Weekly, "We're just excited to be here right now and have season 1 and just the love and support of season 1. So we'll see." Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more list videos about your favorite TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.